So, last episode I told you about 7 German foods that quietly became American classics. Hamburger, hot dog, pretzel, beer, sauerkraut, chicken fried steak, the Easter Bunny. And some of you, in the comments, some of you said, okay, fine, Germany, but America got us back. We eat Big Macs now. We drink Coke. We know what a pulled pork sandwich is. Yes, you do. And today, we talk about that. Hello, Willkommen. Welcome back to German American Life and Vibes, the channel where the kitchen is always open and the history is always surprising. Last time we established that Germany fed America for centuries without getting much credit for it. Today, the return match. Because America absolutely sent its food culture across the Atlantic. Some of it Germany accepted immediately and with great enthusiasm. Some of it Germany resisted for years before quietly, privately, completely giving in. And one of them, the last one today, Germany actually invented by accident while trying to replace an American product that America had taken away. I know, stay with me. It will make sense. We start with the most famous. Coca-Cola arrived in Germany in 1929, and within a few years, it was everywhere. German cafes, German restaurants, German households, the sweet, cold, fizzy American drink that tasted like nothing Europe had ever produced. By the 1930s, Germany was one of Coca-Cola's biggest international markets. The company had its own German operations, its own German bottling plants, its own German management. And then World War II happened. The United States trade embargo meant that the Coca-Cola syrup, the secret formula made in America, could no longer be shipped to Germany. The German Coca-Cola operation was cut off from its own product. Now, most people in this situation would simply close the business and wait for the war to end. Max Keith, the head of Coca-Cola's German operations one night, was not most people. Max Keith decided, if we cannot make Coca-Cola, we will make something else. He looked at what ingredients were actually available in wartime Germany. Whey, leftover from cheese production, apple fiber and pomace, leftover from cider making, some beet sugar, a few other things he had on hand. He mixed them together. He tasted it. It was different, sweet, fruity, nothing like Coca-Cola, but it was something. He held a competition among his employees to name the new drink. He told them to use their imagination, their fantasy in German. An employee named Joe Nip called out, Fanta. Fanta, one of the most popular soft drinks on the planet, sold in over 180 countries, loved by hundreds of millions of people, was invented in Germany in 1940 by the German head of Coca-Cola, using cheese byproducts and apple leftovers, because he could not get the real thing. After the war, Coca-Cola reclaimed its German operations. They also inherited Fanta. They relaunched it in Italy in 1955, and it went global. And it never stopped. So the next time someone cracks open a Fanta at a barbecue and says, I'll have the American one, you can tell them, actually that one is from Germany. Sort of. It is complicated, but mostly Germany. The friendship between these two countries is sometimes very strange and very wonderful. Let us talk about McDonald's. The first McDonald's in Germany opened in Munich in 1971. And the initial German reaction was, let us say, not warm. What is this? A hamburger in a paper bag? Where's the plate? Where's the cutlery? Why is this so fast? Is this even food? Germans historically take their food seriously. Meals are events. You sit down. You use a fork. You take your time. The idea of eating a sandwich while standing up, handed to you through a window, in under 2 minutes, this was culturally suspicious. And yet, today Germany has over 1,500 McDonald's locations. Germans eat there regularly, happily, and without apparent guilt. Germany is consistently one of McDonald's strongest European markets. But here is what I love most about this story. Germany did not just accept McDonald's. Germany, very quietly, very Germanly, made it better. German McDonald's introduced the McCafe concept, proper espresso, real coffee, pastries, which then rolled out globally. Germany pushed for higher quality standards in ingredients. And Germany, absolutely straight-faced, put a Schnitzel Burger on the menu. A breaded pan-fried cutlet on a bun from McDonald's. I don't know whether to be proud or confused. Probably both. What I do know is this: when a culture as food-proud as Germany not only accepts a foreign fast food chain, but then quietly improves it and adds Schnitzel. That is not defeat. That is collaboration. That is the German-American relationship working exactly as intended. Now, this one is recent, and it is intense. Somewhere around 2010 to 2015, American BBQ culture arrived in Germany. Properly, pulled pork, beef brisket, slow-smoked ribs, coleslaw, cornbread, the whole ceremony of low and slow cooking over wood smoke for 8, 10, 12 hours. And Germany, a country that already has an extremely serious grilling culture of its own, by the way. Do not underestimate the German devotion to the grill. Germany looked at American BBQ and said, "Tell me everything." BBQ restaurants opened across German cities. Smokers appeared in backyards. German food magazines ran long, serious features on the difference between Texas brisket and Carolina pulled pork. People studied, people practiced, people took this very seriously. Which is, of course, the most German possible response to discovering something new that you love. Not, "Oh, how fun, I'll try this sometime." No, research, equipment, mastery. A 12-hour smoke at 4 in the morning because the brisket needs to rest by lunchtime. German BBQ enthusiasts today are as passionate and as knowledgeable as any pitmaster in Texas. They would tell you this themselves, at considerable length if you asked. American BBQ did not just visit Germany. It moved in, unpacked its smoker, and started competing for space next to the bratwurst. And honestly, there's room for everyone at this table. All right, this is the one. I have been waiting to tell you this one since we started planning this episode. Currywurst, the iconic Berlin street food. A sliced pork sausage, smothered in a spiced tomato ketchup sauce, dusted with curry powder, served in a little paper tray with a tiny plastic fork. It is consumed at a rate of approximately 800 million portions per year in Germany. There is a Currywurst museum in Berlin. The Currywurst has its own song. Günter Grass wrote about it. It is as Berlin as the Brandenburg Gate. And it exists because of American ketchup. The year is 1949. Berlin is in ruins, slowly rebuilding itself after the war. A woman named Herta Heuwer runs a small food stall in Charlottenburg. She is resourceful, creative, and she has recently acquired something interesting. British and American soldiers stationed in Berlin had brought with them their own food supplies, including ketchup and curry powder, both completely foreign to German cuisine at the time. Herta got her hands on some, and she started experimenting. She mixed ketchup with Worcestershire sauce, curry powder, and other spices into a warm sauce. She poured it over a grilled pork sausage. She tasted it. On September 4th, 1949, Herta Heuwer served the first currywurst. She later trademarked her sauce recipe under the name Chillup. The recipe was so important to her that she kept it secret until she died. Herta's stall became famous throughout Berlin. The currywurst spread across the city, across West Germany, across the country. Workers loved it. It was cheap, filling, fast, and delicious. It became the food of reconstruction, the taste of a city rebuilding itself. And it happened because a resourceful Berlin woman picked up a bottle of American ketchup in the ruins of post-war Germany and asked herself, "What can I make with this?" Every time someone stands at a Berlin street cart with a little plastic fork, eating currywurst in the rain, they are tasting 1949. They are tasting Herta Heuwer's curiosity. And they are tasting, whether they know it or not, a small piece of America that crossed the ocean in a soldier's kit bag and never left. Herta Heuwer has a plaque on the wall where her stall once stood, in Kantstrasse, Berlin. She deserves a statue. But for now, the 800 million portions a year will have to do. Peanut butter. If you are American, peanut butter is normal. Obvious. It is a food group. It is what childhood tastes like. It is on toast, in sandwiches, and smoothies, and cookies, eaten straight from the jar at midnight with a spoon. Not that anyone is admitting to that. If you are German, and I say this as someone who knows Germans very well, peanut butter was, for a very long time, deeply, genuinely suspicious. Why is the butter made from nuts? Butter is from cream. This is not butter. Why does it stick to the roof of your mouth? Is this normal? Should I call someone? For decades, peanut butter sat in the international foods aisle of German supermarkets, between the American mustard and the maple syrup, gathering dust, bought occasionally by curious people and then not finished. And then, slowly, quietly, helped along by American food culture online, by fitness trends, by the discovery that peanut butter in a smoothie is actually excellent, by the completely unstoppable influence of American baking culture on German home cooks. Germany came around. Peanut butter is now in every German supermarket, in multiple varieties, own brand and premium. Peanut butter cookies, peanut butter overnight oats, peanut butter on everything. It took about 40 years, but Germany got there in the end. There is a lesson here about patience and open-mindedness that I think applies to more than just peanut butter. But I will let you draw your own conclusions. And finally, this one is my personal favorite, because it is not exactly a food, it is an entire holiday. Thanksgiving, the great American celebration. The fourth Thursday of November, gathering with family, eating far too much turkey, watching American football, being genuinely grateful, and falling asleep on the sofa at 4 in the afternoon. Germany does not have Thanksgiving, officially. Unofficially, more and more German families, German restaurants, and German communities celebrate it every year. Some of it comes from the large American expat community in Germany. Some of it comes from Germans who have lived or studied in America and brought the tradition home with them. Some of it, honestly, comes from people who saw it in American films and television and thought, "This looks wonderful. Why don't we do this?" And here's the thing. Germany actually has its own harvest Thanksgiving tradition, the Erntedankfest, a church celebration, usually in early October, giving thanks for the harvest. It is older than the American version. The Pilgrims who created the first American Thanksgiving in 1621 were, in fact, drawing on exactly this kind of European harvest festival tradition. So Thanksgiving went from Europe to America, carried by settlers who brought their harvest celebration customs with them. It became the great American holiday. And now, centuries later, it is quietly drifting back across the Atlantic. The table gets bigger. That is how it is supposed to work. There's something I find very moving about Germans sitting down to a Thanksgiving dinner. Taking a day, just one day, to stop and eat together and say, "I am grateful. I have enough. The people around this table matter to me." That is not an American idea, that is a human idea, and it translates perfectly. 6 foods, 6 stories, and every single one of them a reminder that culture doesn't stay where you put it. It moves, it crosses oceans, it gets adapted, improved, argued over, quietly adopted, and eventually loved. Coca-Cola came to Germany and accidentally gave the world Fanta. McDonald's came and Germany put Schnitzel on the menu. American BBQ arrived and Germans started waking up at 4 in the morning to tend their smokers. Ketchup came in a soldier's bag and became the soul of Berlin street food. Peanut butter took 40 years, but Germany got there. And Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving is just coming home. This is what I love about the German-American story. It is not a one-way street. It never was. It is 2 cultures, endlessly curious about each other, borrowing and adapting and making things their own. And feeding each other. Which, when you think about it, is not a bad way to build a friendship. Leave me a comment. I want to know, which of these surprised you most? And is there an American food in Germany or a German food in America that I missed? Because I know there are more. There are always more. Like the video if it made you hungry. Subscribe if you haven't. And come back next time, because we are heading to the music. And the German-American story of rock, jazz, and sound is going to be something very special. Guten Appetit. Tschüss. Bis bald.